Hi, friends. Welcome to another episode of the FullStack Healthcare Management System. If this is your first time of visiting this channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Also, leave your comments below. Let me know if you like this video and you want to see more of it. Let me know in the comment below. Okay, you can also find the full source code in the links in the description. Okay, so in our last episode, we completed the admin dashboard as well as the list for users and doctors. Okay, so in today's episode, we are going to do with the staff and patient and any other thing, right? I hope we will be able to complete all. If we are not, then there will surely be a last episode for this. Okay, so let's dive into it. Okay, so let's go to staff. And as you can see, the page is blank. Oh, that's not exist. Okay, so what I can do is I'll go inside the protected route, then records, then I'll create another one, which will be staffs page.tss. I'll just run refce. Okay, so now we have it like this. So I'll just copy maybe the doctor's page, right? Okay, since it will be similar, right? Okay, put it here. Then we modify it, so this will be staff list. Okay, staff list. Okay, and the headers that we'll use or the columns, maybe I will put this one instead. Okay, so the headers that we'll use or the columns, we'll use the info that will contain the name, right? We'll have the row, we'll have the phone number, email, date joined or join date, as well as actions. Okay, so these are the things we'll use. Okay, so here we'll also take props because we'll have pagination, so we'll need all of these things. Okay, and this it's going to go to perhaps fetch all staff, and maybe I can call it, so maybe okay, so maybe I can just go into this one, copy this here, and create one service file for staff. So I'm going to say staff.ts and paste this one, right? And let's also change here from doctors to staff. So fetch all staff. Okay, so we also need all of these params, so these things are the same. Okay, the limits. So here I'll import db, and instead of doctors I'm going to say staff. Okay, get a record. Okay, so here will be staff. If you remember, we have the staff model. So okay, and staff does not have specializations of name or email, right? You can search. Maybe we can change this to phone, right? Okay, yes, you can change the specialization to phone. And here the include will not include anything because they don't have working days, so we can do this. Okay, and here will also be same, and here will also be staff. Okay, count. And what again is left? So here I will send staff instead. Oh, sorry, it should be staff. Yeah, I think it's staff or staffs. Okay, staff. Okay, and the rest will be the same. So I'll just get this name, bring it here, and replace this with it. Okay, make sure it's imported. Staff, get all staff. Okay, it's here. So I'll remove this. Great. So now we have this, right? So here will be doctors and not staff. I'm sorry, it will be staff and not doctors. So I can import staff from Prisma client. Okay. So once we do that, staff here specialization will not work. So maybe I want to put phone number there. Okay, and okay, so here I think I can put the row. So we have row, phone, and email. Okay, as well as the created at date, or that's the date joined, and the action dialogues. Okay, so here instead of okay, so here action dialog. Okay, so if it's admin, the admin can delete, and the type will be staff. Okay, great. This view will not work for now, so okay, anyway, I can just leave it like that. Then here also be users, perhaps pretty cool, and total. Yeah, okay, so total, should I say staff? Okay, great. Search, and okay, we'll also remove this doctor's form, and the rest pretty much the same. Okay, so maybe we can save and go and see. Okay, so this is what we have now. We have sys staff. Okay, this, and yeah, so we have the rows, the phone numbers, and the email, as well as the date. So I think by default the search should work. Okay, great. I think it will work. Okay, so I think the search works. Yeah, it does. Okay, so now let's work on the others. So let's begin from, okay, this action dialog. So here we're also going to use the same action dialog, right? So we're going to use this one again here, but this time the type will not be delete, it will be staff. Okay, then we'll not need the delete type, we'll only need data. We'll pass the data, we'll not need the delete type, so we'll pass data, where we'll pass the item. Okay, so here it's missing something. Okay, so maybe we can go inside here. The delete type is not optional, so maybe I can make it optional here. Okay, and I can put this here, exclamatory here, to make sure it will exist all the time. Okay, so if you remember here, we can take the type, we can take the ID, we can take data, as well as the delete type. Okay, so we said when it is delete. Okay, so we can also now say when the type is equal to staff, right? Great. We'll now return what we want to return. Okay, great. So let me make sure I save this part. Okay, great. Okay, so here we're also going to use the same dialog. So I'll bring the dialog. Okay, inside it I'll have the dialog trigger. Okay, which I believe is there already. So okay, so dialog trigger, and inside it I can put the button. Okay, I have this, so let me see. Maybe I can remove this and just put view. Okay, so here it will be outline. Okay, flex item center justify to center, rounded full, LBG of blue 500. Okay, okay, yeah, 500. Let me bring 10 plus 10, yeah, so that I can say the test itself will also be blue 500 or 600. Okay, let me change this to 600. Okay, and I say on hover I want to underline it. Okay, great. So let's see our progress. So yeah, we have it this way. Okay, I'll click on it, nothing will happen for now. Okay, so below this trigger, then we can put the dialog content, which they are all imported already, right? Because when we did that of the delete, they were imported. Okay, great. So in this content, we can give some classes that the max width, right? So max width should be 300 pixels. 300 pixels. Okay. On MD, the max width should be 2XL. So 2XL. Okay. So if you hover it, you can see it's 42 rem, or yeah, 672 pixels. Okay. Okay, let's also have a max height of 90%. Great. I'll give a pattern of 8 and overflow of Y to auto. Great. So inside, now I have an H1, which will say staff information. Okay, let's style it. So we're going to say the test should be LG. The item should be gray dash 600. Okay, font of semi-bold. Great. And maybe I want to give a margin bottom of 4. Okay, so now if we click on it, it should, okay, great, it's even here. Yeah. Okay, so now let's go and see. One thing is that the dialog supposed to have a dialog title. So maybe we can change this to dialog title, and let's hope our issue will be solved. Okay, I'll refresh it and see. Okay, we also have a different error. Okay, say button cannot be a child of. So where are we getting that? So here, great. So make sure you mark this as a child. Okay, great. Okay, so I don't think we're getting it again. Right, okay, great. So if I click on this, yes, okay, both errors are gone. Okay, great. So here, now let's have another div and give some classes to this one. Okay, so we're gonna say it should be flex items to no, let's make it justified to between. Okay, and inside this we have another one. Okay, so class name flex gap of 3 and items to center. Okay, so inside this one now we can bring our profile image. Great. Okay, so the URL will be data.image. Great, exclamatory mark to make sure it exists. You also take the name. Okay, great. We'll take size of, let's say, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna say if it's Excel, right, meaning on large screens, then I change the style. Okay, we can also put the color code and the test. Okay, yeah, also let's make it that. Okay. Okay, so we can see our progress. Okay, so it's here. Nice. So below this, we can have one div again, which will have classes of flex and flex column. Okay, inside this, then we can put a paragraph tag, which will house the data.name. Okay, below it, we can have a span tag, which will also take data.row. Great. We can even say dot to lowercase to. Great. And maybe yeah, so every staff will be a full-time worker, so maybe we can just put under rate full-time. Yeah. Okay, great. So I believe, yeah, we're getting somewhere. So we'll have to start the name. Okay, so name. We're going to say the test should be Excel, font of semi-bold. Great. Let's come to this span, the first one. So also the test of gray of 600. Okay, the test should be SM. And on MD, I want the test to be base. Okay, and also say capitalize. And maybe this one also capitalize. No, there's no need. I'm gonna say test of blue dash 500, and the test should also be SM small. Okay, so let's see our progress. Okay, so this is what we have. Great. So after this span, just come down 1, 2, 3, right? 3 divs after the span, so 3 divs. So here, store within the dialog content and have another one, another div. Okay, so say margin top of 10, great, and space of y of also 6, great. So inside it now we're going to group the items, and I don't know if we had that small card. So small card, I don't remember we having it. So okay, so I'll create this small card. Okay, so here The information I'll pass to this small card will be the label. The label, perhaps, let me say, this will be the full name. Okay, great. I'll pass value, which will be the data.name. Great. So I think this, so small card, maybe inside here, we can just say small card dot tss rfc. Okay, so we can import from here small card. Okay, so small card, and now you should know that we take label and value, which will be of type, label will be type, I hope by now you know, string, and value will also be type string. Okay, great. So make sure you save here also. And so now this, let's start this. So here we're gonna say you should take width of full, right? On MD, width should be, okay, yeah, width should be 1/3, so 1/3. You can also use percentages if you want. Okay, so span, which will take the label. Great. So okay, let's start it. So test of SM and test of gray dash 500. Great. So the next one can be a paragraph tag, which will house the value. Okay, so here we can also style it. Now let's use this. So cn helper function, right? So which is in the utils file, which can help. We can use that one to combine classes. Okay, so here I'm going to say the test should also be SM. On MD, test should be base. However, we can also add additional classes, so class name, and whatever class we pass here, if it's the same, assuming we pass test size here, it will override this. The last one will override the first one. Okay, so maybe here I can also say class name, okay, which is optional string. Okay, so class name here. Great. So here, great. So now we have three. I'm sorry, we have this. So I will duplicate it 2 more times, right? So each block will have 3. So name, the first one will be name. The next one will be email address. Okay, and this will be email. Okay, the next one will be phone number, and here will be phone. Okay, so maybe let's start this. So this is going to be flex column normally, but on MD it's going to be flex row. Great. And on MD also I want to put flex wrap, right? Yes. On MD, items to center. On Excel, it should be justified between. Yes, that's on big screens. It should be justified between. Yeah. So justify between. Yeah. Okay. And let's also give a gap of Y of 4, right? And on MD, there'll be a gap of X of also 0. Okay. So on MD from big screens, I want the X to be 0. Okay. Maybe let's go and see our progress. So here, if I click here, okay, so we have it this way. And as you can see, I think the email address is very long, so it's overlapping. Okay. Okay, so maybe if I take off this, let's see. Okay, so we have a problem when the email is long. See, it's kind of overlapping. So maybe I can give, let's see if the class names will work now. That the size should always be SM. Okay. Maybe we can give that overflow to hidden. Is it so? Okay, so I think we even have the name here, so there is no need to repeat it here. Great, so that can even do and solve our problem. So I'll just comment this. Great. Yeah, something like this should be fine. Okay, so now maybe I can still bring the Excel justify between thing. Okay, great, because we have the name here, so there's no need to repeat it again. Okay, so we're going to have another one, so another div, right? And this div, I'm going to put one of this inside again. Okay, this time this will take address, right? Okay, so here address, and you know, person's address can be a little bit long, so that one would take the entire thing, right? So here, I don't think there is an address, so yeah, I don't think the user has an address. And now I can just copy this one more time after the address and just bring it here. Okay, so the next one will be the row. So row. Okay, so this one will also be department if it exists. Department. Great. Oh, is it capitalized? Let me see. I don't know if the department is capital T. So I'll check from these types and see. It's small department. Okay. So where is it? Department. Great. And the next one will be license number. Yeah, should there be license number? So license underscore number. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all. So let's see. Yeah, so they don't exist. So maybe those ones without it, we can say, oh, just put this, right? Department. Okay, I can remove this stars now. Also say this, right? And which one is possibly okay? Yes, this one might also not exist. So, and I can remove this class now. Great. So let's see. Yeah, so yeah, great. Pretty simple like this. Okay, so we're done with that card. What again? The delete should by default work. However, we might have a little issue. That is okay. So here we're passing staff and the delete type. Okay, so if we come here, I can close this. So if you come here, you can see, okay, so we have the delete here. Okay, we pass everything. Let's go here. Okay, so here we don't have that one for staff. So I can just duplicate this one more time and say if it is staff, great, go into staff, great, where ID is equal to this, simple. And when it is staff also, we have to remove it from our click. We have to remove the user from click as well. Okay, great. Okay, so what again? It's left. I think now we have to do with the form that will add the user. Okay, so I'll close this and perhaps also this. Yes. And now I'll come here. Okay. Okay, so I just realized this. So let's fix this. Come here, right? And here we are checking if it's admin. Make sure that this one, it is only the admin who can, yes, who can do that. So I'm going to say it's admin, then this. So it's only the admin who can add users, add doctors. Okay, so here we also do same. I think we have the admin. Okay, it's here. So we also say it's admin. Great. Then should be able to say staff form. Okay, great. So the staff form, maybe I can also just, yeah, do it from here. So just say staff dash forms dot tsx. Then I'll just put this. Okay, I just copied the the doctor's form. So yeah, let's go through and modify it. So first, I want to change the name to staff form, and now can go here and import it from here. Okay, so yeah, staff form. Okay, great. Okay, so here this types, right, will rather be the types, whether it's a nurse. Yeah, so if it's a nurse, the value will be nurse, right? This values needs to correspond with what we have in a database. And you know, in a database, the rows are capitalized. Okay, and let's say this is also a laboratory. Oh, so it's supposed to be laboratory. Yeah, and I also put this. Okay, great. And they will not have working days. Yeah, they'll come to work every day. Yeah, during their times. Okay, they don't have that. So here, yeah, we also need the loading and also the router rate. So this one is not important. Okay, so the staff schema. Okay, so now we need a schema. So let's go here, close all of this. Okay, so staff schema. So staff schema here. Okay, so I think here is supposed to be lab technician. I think that's what we did in our database. So this, make sure whatever you place there, it should match what is here. Okay, so here we're taking the name, which must be between 2 and 50 characters. Here we're taking the role, the phone number, and the address, the license number, which is optional, the department, image, and password. Okay, so here I can just import, sorry, make sure it's saved, save, rate. I can just take this here, import it from schemas. Okay, and I also pass this one here. Okay, so let's begin to make changes. Let's continue with the changes. So here we'll get the name, we'll get the email, we'll get this. Specialization will not be needed. Yes, we have the license number also here. Type will not be needed. Okay. Okay, so what I will put will be row. Great, we have row, which by default I'm going to put nurse. Okay, nurse. Okay, so we have address, we have department, image, password, and license number. Okay. Yes, I believe that these are the things we'll need. Okay, we'll also not need this. Here will also be staff schema. Great. And here we'll not need this. Okay, so this will be create new staff, which we are to work on. Staff. Okay, then we'll just have to pass in their values. We don't, yeah, there's no need to spread it again. So yeah, just like this, remove this. Great. Great. And if it's successful, we say staff added successfully. Take off this. Yes, router, then a refresh. Okay, that's true. Okay, so here we will also not need this will not be needed. Yeah. Okay, we don't also have this. And this one will be add staff. Or yeah, new staff. Yeah, anyone. Okay, here, so add new staff. Great. Form, everything same. Okay, so here we also take the type, which is a radio bathroom, and the type will go to what are they? Okay, so we don't necessarily have a type. It should be the row. So the type will be the row, right? And here will also be type. Okay, we can leave the label as type, but the name should match what we have in our schema, which is row. And the default value, I'm going to put nurse also here. Okay, the next one will be the name. So input name. So staff name, right? Full name. Okay, the next one will be okay, so let's see, where do I have the, okay, maybe I can bring this one up. Okay, so let me bring this one here, replace this one. because we don't have specialization for them. So here, so the email and phone number comes here, and the license number. Okay, that's right. Okay, so license, then address, and this input for password. Okay, that's right. Okay, so we don't need this here, and we just submit. Okay, I think that should be fine. Okay, so yeah, things are crashing. Okay, so if I click on this, yes, this is what we have. Okay, simple. And I will go here, and now who will create the new staff? It will surely be the admin, right? Okay, so okay, so let's go inside the admin action rate here, where we have create new doctor. So maybe we can duplicate one of them. Okay, so which okay, let's change the first one, and I'll change this to create new doctor. Okay, let's go here and import it, create new staff. So here we'll take the data and we'll make sure we validate it with the staff schema. Okay, pass it. There is no need of working days, so we'll also remove this. Okay, so please provide, that's true. We'll also not need this here. Okay, and here we also need to create an account on click for them. Okay, so the same, pretty much same, right? Okay, and here, yeah, we'll remove the password, and here we just say staff and pass the data, this data that we have, and attach the user ID. There is no need of working days. Great. So I think that should be it. Great. Okay, let's go and test it. So here, if I select nurse, and I'll just put test nurse, test nurse, okay, at hms.com. Numbers, let me just select anything, address, anything, and password. Okay, and let's see if we'll go through. Okay, great. So we see the message that successfully, and we see test nurse also here. Okay, so here we can view test nurse. Okay, so the address still did not come, right? You can see the address did not come. Okay, so here let's see address. Okay, so we didn't add the department, so maybe we can add the department. We can just here duplicate one of them, license number, address as address. Okay, so maybe I can just duplicate this and say department, and put here department. Maybe I can say, I'm just going to give examples of children's world. I don't know if it's a department, but yeah, let's keep it that. This, and also the address didn't go through, so I don't know why. Okay, so what we can do is perhaps when we fetch the user, I'm going to log the information to see if there is the address column. Okay, great. So here I'll just say console log of data. I'll open my terminal and see. Okay, so I have this. Yes, there is an address, right? There is address, so meaning it went through. Yes, there is an address. Okay, so the recent one we created. Okay, so where is the recent one? Okay, yeah, this is the recent one. So there is the name, email, phone, address. Okay, so the others did not go through, like the license and stuff. Okay. Okay, so here, yes. but the address, yes, the address went through. Okay, so okay, so let's look at it again and see. So maybe instead of we spreading it like this, we can just list them. So name will be this dot name. I'll just put dot name. So we don't have specialization. We have row and row. Okay. Okay, so we have, let me bring this one down. Okay, so I have name, phone, email, address, great, role, license. I'm going to put the department. Okay, as department. And what again? I think that's all. And if you also want to create the color code, you can just call the generate color code function. I've forgotten the name. Okay, it's generate random colors. Okay, yeah, and this will also generate it. Okay, great. And what again? I think there's also status. Okay, so we can by default add the status as active. So status will be, maybe we could have made it like default. Okay, but no problem. So what again is left. Okay, and yeah, I think that's all. Okay, so now let's see. So now we have the department also here, this, and yeah, okay, all of the things here. Okay, so then let's try to delete this and see if we'll go. Okay, so yeah, now it goes through successfully without any error because the user also exists on our click. Okay, so this test okay, test name, don't worry, test license number, department, okay, address this and password. Okay, so you can see now we have an issue. Okay, so I can close this from here. Okay, so an issue of, so I need to bring here finally, right? So when everything is done, I need to set this to false. Okay, great. And I want to believe maybe in the doctor, I needed to do same. So let's see. Yes, I think also finally, we set it to false. Okay, great. So now let's see. So I'll reload or refresh the page. Okay. Now here, I'm just going to put anything. Test. Okay. Just put any stuff there. Okay. And just put it through and let's see. Great. So now we have it here. The color was also generated, right? Great. And okay, so here everything is there. Let's see. Okay, still we're not getting the address. Okay, so maybe the problem, this ones also have address, but we are not getting it. But okay, so we have the license number. Okay, so maybe the issue is with, maybe we had a typo. So we're here inside this, we go here and not delete stuff. Okay, great. So in here, color code, row, okay, phone. Okay, so it's supposed to be address, department, and license number. Okay, so if I click now, yes, now we have it. Great. Okay, so great. So now that time we can also delete it perfectly. Great. So let's go to patients. Okay, so in the patient here, in the same manner, I think I can just copy the staff, close everything here. Okay, so inside this, okay, so inside the record, right, we're gonna have patients slash page dot tss. Then I'll just put what I copied. Okay, and this will be patient list. Copy this and change it here. Okay, great. So let's save and see. Okay. Okay, so we have this patient. So this is the staff. So we're going to change it. Okay, so first I will change the columns to this. So here we also have the patient name, we have the gender, we have the phone number, the email, the address, and there's one here, the address, the last visit, as well as the last treatment with the actions as well. Okay, great. So these are the fields that we have. And also here, the same thing, we'll be getting the search params, the page, and the search query. And we'll also fetch all of this information. Okay, information. Okay, we'll also need to check. Yeah, we also need to check if the user is admin, right? Okay, so I don't know if we have a util for patient. Okay, yes, we have this. So I don't know whether we have fetch or patients. We do not. I'm not sure. Okay, so here we can just duplicate this one here. Oh, okay, so inside the services patient. Okay, great. So this one I'm going to put that one. Okay, this is we copy the staff fetch or the staff, and now we're going to change it to fetch or get or patients. Okay, great. So we also need so here pretty much the same. So here will be patients. Okay, and total records, and here will be patients. Okay, so find all, and here we can search by first name. I can duplicate this, search by last name. Okay, phone or email. Yeah. Okay, anyone. And here we can include certain things. So here include. Okay. Yeah. Okay, make sure. Okay, yeah, like this. We can include the appointment. Okay, and in the appointment, we'll select. Okay, what are the things we have to select inside the appointment? Okay. So I'm going to select medical information so that I can get the last visit, right? So inside the medical, I can also select, right? Because the medical is also a different table, which is connected to the appointment. Okay. So if I go into the appointment, I want to also select from the medical table. Okay. And I'm going to select the created at, which will be the last date of visit, right? Great. And I'll also select the treatment plan, which will be the last treatment. Okay. And here inside the, okay, let me do it like this. Inside the medic, I'm going to say order by. Am I still inside the medic? No, I'm not. So yeah, here inside the medic, I'm going to say order. So order by created at date in descending order. So let me format it. Okay, so this order by is still for the medical records. So I want to order the medical records in descending order and fetch the latest one. Okay, and I also want to bring take and just take one because I need the recent one. Okay, now in the appointment, okay, we're still inside the appointment. So here, okay, the appointment ends here. So also this one, I'm also going to say order by, right? I'm also going to order the appointment by the appointment date, which will be in descending order, like to get the recent appointment, right? And we'll also take one. Okay, great. And yeah, so here we'll also do the pagination by using the skip and the take function, right? And also we can also add order here. What should we order by? Should we order by, okay, I think I've given suggestions of names, so let's order by names and see. And this will be patient, right? Okay, great. You can also order by the created at date. Okay, so here will be patients. Okay, so I believe this should work for us now. It should satisfy our need. So I'll bring it here and replace this with this. Okay, great. So everything else will be same. Okay, so before we come here, let's go to this side first. Okay, so here users. Okay, so I'm going to change this to patients. Okay, and okay, should we be able to add patient? Okay, yeah, I think we can add. So we'll check on that. And the rest pretty much the same. Okay, great. So let's come here. This will have a lot. So in here, okay, I want to wrap this in a curly braces, right? Okay, then I'll say return, right? Great. So here I can fetch the last visit. Okay, so the last visit will be inside the item. Okay, let me change the types to patient props. Now, okay, we need to extend the patient props. So maybe we can come here and yeah, here. And we'll just say interface, or yeah, interface patient props extends patient, right? We're going to extend the patient from Prisma client. So this one is coming from Prisma client. Okay, so we are extending it and adding new fields to it. So what are the fields we're going to add? We're going to add appointment. So they are appointments. So if you remember, we're fetching the appointment here. So this appointment. Okay, so make sure they are the same appointments. And inside the appointment, so inside the appointment, we will have medical. Yes, so we'll have medical, and the medical will also have created at date, which will be of type date, and we'll also have treatment plan, which will be type string. Okay, great. Okay, so kindly spell plan very well. Oh, plan. Okay, so like this. And this appointment will start from here will be of type an iris. So I'll just put this one here. Okay, so like this. Okay, so we can use this one instead so that we can get the types. Okay, so this. So here, if I say item dot, right? Great, I should get all the props. Okay, so including even the appointment. Okay, so I'll go into the appointment, and since it's only one, but they are an array, I'll take the first index dot. Now, okay, so let me first put this and say that if it exists, I want to take the medical, which is also an array of the first index. But if it does not, I'll just put now. Okay, so here, okay, I think yeah, so the medical also needs to be an array. Great, so the medical is also an array, so ensure that. Okay, so now we have this certified. Okay, great, everybody is okay now. I will also want to do name, or yeah, yes, I can say name, which will be equal to item dot first name yeah, plus the last name. Yes, okay, so I think now we can go inside here, and here I'll put name. Oh yes, name. Okay, great. And yeah, color code if it does. And here we can also put the name. Okay, and below it here, I'm going to call the function that calculates the date of birth. So calculate age, then I'll pass in item dot date of birth. Okay, great. Yeah, we're making progress. After that, I will show the gender here. Yes, okay. So gender, then we can move to Yeah, email. So yeah, email or phone. Mm, okay, yeah, in the one. So I think we can have the email and phone also. Then inside here, before we come to the actions, the created at date. So here let's have the last visit. Okay, so I'm gonna say last, if last visit exists, right? Great, because it can be null. If it exists, I'm gonna call format, right? So I'll format date from date fn, format date. Okay, I think format's already imported. Okay, yeah, it already exists. Format. Okay, then I'll pass in the last visit dot created at date, and the format I want it to be yy. Okay, yeah, okay. And if it does not, all I'll pass will be a span tag, which will say no last visit. Okay, and I can start this as test of gray dash 400, and I want to say it should be italic. Okay, great. Okay, so here I think let's add the sense. Okay, so the phone number. Okay, so the gender will be hidden, and on empty screen it will be this. Okay, that's fair. This one will also, phone will also be hidden, and on large, yes, on LG it will be visible. Okay, so email will also be hidden, and on um I think let this be MD and let this be large. Okay, and I think I had forgotten to bring maybe. Okay, so we have an okay, so we're getting an error that says the payload argument. Okay, so I want to believe it's from here. Okay, so we're passing in this that. Okay, so what I can do is to log patients here and see. Okay, so let me refresh here and see. Oh, okay, so we're getting an error which says that here patient error. Okay, okay, so I've solved the error that we're getting. So the error was coming from here where we said order by first name and last name. I don't know, for some reason it was giving me the error, so I only said order by the first name, or you can say order by last name, whichever one. So just remove one and yeah, give it one and it should work. So if we go back here, right, we should see that we're getting somewhere. Okay, yeah, so yes, so this is what we have. So I think we also need the address before the other two, right? So we need the address. Okay, so come we're here. Okay, so before we have this last thing, we also need the address. So I'll bring the address, and this will be address, and the address should be visible on Excel. Okay, great. So we have this, and I want to duplicate this one more time and use it for the treatment. So if last visit exists, I want to pass in, I'm going to pass in the last visit dot treatment plan. Great. Else if it does not, I'll say no last treatment. Okay, great. Then we come to the actions. So the actions one will have the view action. So view action, and if you remember, we have it there already. So we need to pass in the href. So href will be okay. So when we click on it, we're going to go to the patient folder, a route, right? And we'll now pass the ID of the patient, which will be items.id. Okay, so the items.id will be the patient ID. Okay, and we also need to have the dialog options. So I don't know if we have the action options. Okay, yeah, we have it. So action options. Let's see. Okay, so this is the action options. It takes children. Okay, great. So we'll pass the children here. Okay, so here the children that we're going to pass, I'll pass a div. So let me put a div in for now. Okay, so let's go and see our progress. Okay, let me see. Okay, so this is what we have. So here, okay, so this is what we're working on now. Okay, so it says perform an action. Okay, so let's give class to this div. I'm going to say space of y of 3. Okay, so inside this, I'm going to put a button from component. Then we can use this to edit the user. So I'll say user pen. That's an icon from ChatCN. So I'll give the size of 16. Great. And I can add a text of edit to it. Okay, something like this. This button can have a variant of ghost. Great. So let's see. Okay, ghost. Said ghost. Okay, yeah, something like this. So maybe I can reduce the font. So size will be small, and font will be light. Yes, okay, something like this. Okay. And we can also give another one, which will be for the action dialog. So that one, we'll first check if it's admin, right? Okay, so it's admin. Then we'll show the action dialog. Yes, okay. So the props that it will take the type, which will be delete. Yes, we want to delete the user. The ID will be item.id equal to, okay. And lastly, the delete type will also be patient. Okay, great. So let's go inside here. Okay, so delete type, there's patient also. Okay, so we need to go inside this here and see. Okay, so we don't have a case for patient, so just duplicate. And if it's patient, we'll also delete patient. Okay, like this. Great. So if the person is the admin can do all of these things. Okay, so this is what we have. Since I'm an admin, yes, I can do this. Okay, great. Okay, so I also believe here the set should work. Great. Okay, and we need to remove this. Yeah, possible we'll not need it. Okay, so because the patient will create the account, so great. So I think we're also done with this one, right? Great. So let's see, the pagination also works. Great. So where do we go again? Okay, if I click on this, let's see if it does work. So if I click on view, it should take me to the patient. Then we'll see the details of the patient, right? Okay, great. So it brings us here, and that's also working fine. Okay, so now let us go to, so we're done with all of these things. We're done with appointment. Okay, so we're done with appointment. We're done with the users, doctors, staff, and patient. So now let's go to medical records and billing. then we can end this episode, right? Then in the final episode, we'll go through and see wherever it's left, and we fix them. So medical records, and okay, so that page, it's not found. So let's go and work on that. So that one, I can copy maybe the patient, right? Let me copy this, close all of this, and inside the records, I'll just say medical records. It's slash page.tss, and I'll just paste the patient file that I copied and change this to medical records. Okay. Make sure I also change top here. Where is it? Okay, here. Okay, great. And if we go back, perhaps we should see that our page will now come. Okay, great. So we have medical records. Okay, so first things first, I'll change the columns, the headers, right? Okay, so in here, we also have the number, right? So we have the number, we have the info, which will bear the patient name, we have the date and time of the record, we have the doctor, we have the diagnose, we have the lab test, if they be lab tests, then also actions. Okay, so also here, yeah, we'll need all of these things should we want to search. Okay, so now we need to fetch the medical record. So here, okay, so maybe I can also duplicate this, and inside here, maybe I'll create another one for medical record.ts. Then I'll just paste this one here. I can remove this now. Okay, so this one will be get, let me see, get medical records. Okay, so let's go pass it here, import it from here. Okay, so we have medical records here. Okay, so here we'll need all of these things pretty much the same because of we have the same pagination. Okay, so here I want to put the where condition here because we will need pretty much a lot of things to. Okay, so from Prisma, then we want to get the medical record where condition, medical records where let me, okay, where input, okay, it ought to be this. Let me make sure this is from Prisma client. Okay, here. Oh, okay, so sorry, this is supposed to be the types. Okay, so types, yeah. So yes, okay, so now this will help us to be able to do a proper work condition for the medical records. So here, okay, I have some suggestions. So here we're going to use the or, and in the or here, I'll first need to, maybe I need to remove this. Okay, so before medical records, before we can reach the patient name, we have to go inside patient first, right? Then inside the patient, then we can reach the first name, right? Okay, so that's how it is. So I can possibly duplicate this one more time and change this to last name, right? Great. And should we also know the patient ID? Perhaps we can search with patient ID like this. Okay, then I can remove this. Okay, so this is how you can get proper types for whatever work condition you want to do. Okay, so here I will import db from libs. Okay, so here we're going to search the medical records, find many, then I'll put the where here. Okay, great. And here we will need to include the patient. Great. And the fields we'll select from the patient, we include the first name to true, last name true, date of birth true. I don't know if image, okay, let me make it true. Color code also true. Okay, great. And there's no need of this other by-end. Okay, here. So we have patient. We can also include the diagnose, right? And inside the diagnose, we can also include, okay, now we can include the doctor that performed that diagnose, right? So also select the name, true, specialization, true, image, true, and color code, true. Okay, so we are including the patient for that medical record. Also, each medical record has it diagnosed, so check. And inside the diagnosis, we want to include the doctor selecting these fields. Okay, great. And after this, we can also include lab test, setting it to true to fetch everything from the lab test. Okay, so here we can also order by the created at date in descending order. Okay, great. And here we want to do the count. We can also put the where condition. Okay, so where will be where. Oh, this is supposed to be a medical record, and we could have also done it like this because the where and the where, they are the same, so we can just put one. Okay, so here I think I could have just made it like data, and that's all. Here, data, yeah, and that should, yeah, solve everything. Okay, so we can go back here, save this place. Okay, so before we come to this, let's check here. So here, I'll change this icon to the briefcase. So I'll change this to this, right, from Lucid React. And also this will be total records, and this will be, I'm also going to say total records. Okay. Yes, we'll also be able to search, right? And okay, so there will also be pagination here. Okay, so here we can come here, and here we'll also need to have to extend the props that we have. So I'm going to say maybe let me just give it extended props. Okay, extended props. And here, what are we going to extend? I'm going to extend the medical records from Prisma client, right? And I'll add, let me take off this. Okay, so I'll extend it and I'll add patient, which will be also patient from Prisma client, okay. Okay, so patient from Prisma client, and that is imported above already. Okay, so this one, okay. Okay, so we'll have a little problem because now this coming from Prisma client is medical records, and our page name is also called medical records. So I'm going to say medical records page, yeah, to avoid confusion, right? Great. So now that's it. So we have patient. We also have the diagnosis, which will also be the diagnosis from Prisma client, and that one will be an array, right? Great. And lab test will also be lab test from Prisma client, also an array, right? Let's, okay, so this is what we have now. Okay, so I can pass this here. Great. Okay, so here we can remove all of this. Maybe we can maintain the name, which will be from patient dot name. So patient name, then we can remove this. Okay, so in here, okay, so here we'll also have this, and now I can pass here patient dot image, right? Okay, then here I can pass the name. Okay, so it could have also been easy having it like this. Patient should be equal to item.patient, right? Simple. So that we just put patient, right? Grave, and here patient. Okay, let's. So here, okay, so here will be the name, and beneath the name, I'll have, maybe I should put the gender instead. Okay, great, gender. Okay, let me see. Did I fetch gender? Okay, so gender also to true. Okay. Okay, so the gender it's not coming. So gender. Okay. Let's go. I think it'll work. Okay, so I also put the gender. Oh, sorry. I think this is the issue. Great. Yeah. So gender also here. And after passing the gender, we can come here. The next one, it's also to format the created at date. So where I think I had an example. Okay, no worries. So I'll just put this and just say format. Okay, and now passing the item dot created at, right? Okay, and format it dd. This is not okay. Great. I think it's date and time, so I'll put this to also get a time. Okay, and it should be hidden on and medium screen visible. Okay, so after that we can put the doctor. Okay, so here I think each medical thing also it's connected to doctor, so I can say include. Let me see. Okay, so after patient, let me see if I can also fetch. Oh, maybe I don't think we did include the doctor. So let me see from schema. Okay, so medical, yes, medical records. So the medical records has doctor. Okay, it has a doctor. However, we did not link it to the doctor. Okay, so we can fetch the doctor. Okay, so maybe you can link it, the same way we did for like appointment. You can also do same, connecting the doctor ID to that model. Okay, so in the meantime, I'll just put the doctor ID here. Okay, so that one will also be hidden and on to Excel screen. Yes, to Excel, that's where it will be visible. Okay, the next one should be I'm going to check the diagnosis. So I'll check if diagnosis dot length, right? Okay, equal to 0. If it does, okay, so I'll check if it's equal to 0. If it does, I'll just put the expand tag that says that no diagnosis found, right? Okay, but if there be, then I'll also put dot length, diagnosis length. Okay, so if it does, then I'll just put the length also here. Here maybe I can also say test grade dash 400, then italics. Okay, great. Also, this one should be hidden, and on the LG, then it should be visible. Okay, that's right. Now let's go to the next one. Which I think I can just duplicate this conditions here and use the same thing for the lab test. So here I'll just bring this one here for the lab test. Okay, so I'll just say if lab test right length, then I'll say if it's 0, I'll say no lab no lab file. If it is, then I can also say lab test dot length. Okay, so once that is done, then I think I can remove this, and in the action I'll also remove this and only put the view action tool. I can take off this div. So in the view action, So here it will go to appointment, right? Appointment. Then I'll pass in the ID, which is the appointment ID. Okay, great. Okay, great. So let's format it. Okay, so I use Prettier to format it, and you can just press Alt and Shift and O on Windows to format the document, which will also remove all unused imports. Okay, so let's check. So we don't have any. So I can see there's some zero here. I don't know where it's coming from. Let's see where the zero. Okay, I'm not seeing the zero. Okay, but in case I find it, I'll let you know. Okay, or is it from this? Let me see. Okay, so I think it's from here. Here we said, where is the zero? Okay, okay, no worries. You know, we've solved the problem by removing that. So this is what we have. We don't have any medical record for now. So lastly, let's go to the bills and see. Okay. Okay, so when we put everything together, we test it, then we know where to fix other issues. So billing also don't exist for now. So what I can do is also copy this one, go here, I can close all of this. Okay, so inside records, we still inside the records, I'll put billing slash page dot tss. Then I'll just put what I copied, which is billing. Sorry, which is the medical records. So I'll just say billing bill page or billing page, billing page. Okay, so here I'll just go up and change this one to billing page, and we should see something on our page. So let's see. Okay, so we also have this. So let's begin to modify it. Okay. Okay, so first thing, we'll change the columns. Okay, so here we only have this. So we have the record number, right? Or receipt number, whatever you want to say. We also have the patient info or name. We have the contact. We have the bill date, the total bill, the discount, if there was a discount given. We also have the payable, right? That's the amount, and the amount paid. That's the total amount and the amount paid out of that, and the status, right? As well as some actions. Okay, so here, let's say also extended props, which will extend the payment, table or model from Prisma client. And here we'll also have patient, so we can say patient, then this one. Okay, so here there will also be pagination, so all of this part remains same. So here maybe we can also copy this and create a payments.ts file here and put this, and we'll call it get payment records. Okay, so get payment records. Okay, so here we'll also need the pages, the same thing like we have. Okay, so here should we also need condition? So if we need, then this will also be let's make sure we import Prisma from Prisma client dot payment, I think payment where input. Okay, so payment where input. Okay, great. And here we also need a patient by name. Yeah, we can do the search by name, and we can also do the ID. Yes, I think that's right. Okay, so here I need to import DB from DB, and here will be payment. Great. And inside the payment, when we fetch payment, we'll also fetch include the patient. There is nothing like diagnosis and lab tests in here. Okay, so we just fetch patient, and okay, we can also order by the created at date. That's right. And here we also count payment. Okay, great. And we also send the information here. great. So we can just go and call this function here, pass it here, here, great, and import this, okay, and save it. Okay, great. So here we also need to maybe let's keep this. Okay, can close this now. Okay, so before we move to this side, let's check this section. Okay, so here I'll put this icon instead, receipt test, which is also from React Icons. I believe it's from React Icon, not Lucid React. Okay, it's also from Lucid React. Okay, so you can use, as I said, Alt, Shift, and O to remove all unused import as well as format the document. Okay, so we've changed the icon. Yes, we can also see total records. Maybe we can search. Yes, and we'll also leave all of this. Okay, so let's come here. Okay, so here we also still have the extended props. We have the patient name, right? Great. So you see we have all the patient information. Great. Okay, so first I want to have one table data, which will take the item.id. Yes, great, as the number, right? If you remember. Okay, and I'll just want to put some maybe hash in front of it for the ID. Okay, great. Then here we also have the patient profile, right? Okay, we have this here. That's fine. And we can also have this together with the gender. Okay, that's also fine. Okay, so after the gender, let's come here. What do we need to show? We need to show the patient phone. So maybe I can move the doctor one up here and just say patient. Yes, we've gotten the patient, so we'll say patient dot phone. Okay, great. And that one will be hidden, and on MD it will be visible. Okay, great. The next one will be the build date, right? So also here I'll just say item.build date. Okay, so time will not be needed, so only date. Great. After that we'll go to the amount, right? Okay, so the build date should also be hidden, and on MD it will be visible. So okay, that's pretty cool. And this one will take, let me remove all. It will take the amount. So I think we can just say item dot is it amount? Let me try. Okay, so let's use the total amount. Okay, then we can say to fixed, then say 2, so that we'll get it in 2 decimal places. Okay, okay, great. And that one should also be hidden. And on Excel, okay, you can modify the styles to your preference, right? If you modify them here, for instance, the amount we are saying on Excel, it should be visible, but it should be hidden. So if you check also the columns, right, you can see that we say that the amount should also be hidden, and on Excel it should be visible. So whatever you change, you also need to change them here, right, so that the styles will match. Okay, the columns will match each other. Okay, okay, so after the amount, we can also bring discount. So I'll just say this, say discount rate to also to fix of 2. Okay, and that one should also be, it will be hidden on Excel, also Excel. Okay, yeah, then it will also be visible. Then lastly, we can also bring the difference. So how can we get the difference? Maybe I will duplicate this, right? So I am going to bring the difference between the two. So what I'll do is that I'll get the total amount, then I'll subtract the difference, right? Then we get the amount payable, the amount you're supposed to pay. Okay, so total amount minus this, right? Great. And maybe let me wrap this in a parenthesis and say to fixed rate 2. Okay, great. That one will also be visible SO screen. And maybe we can also have the amount paid. Okay, so amount paid. Then I can also remove this. Also on Excel, it will be visible. Now, lastly, let's also show the status. So the status will be hidden, and on Excel, it will also be visible, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put a span tag in, and inside the span tag, I'll put the item dot status rate, and let's apply some classes to this one. So cn helper function imported from utils, and now the classes that I'll give will be that if the item dot status equal to, okay, so if it's equal to unpaid, okay, great. So if it's equal to unpaid, then we'll have a test of red of 600, right? Else, so if it's not paid, it will be red. If it's they also need to check another condition. So if the status is also equal to paid, okay, and also the test will be emerald. Okay, now I'll need emerald 600, right? Okay, else any other style will be test gray dash 600. Okay, great. Okay, so here also, if the user want to okay, so the view action will also go to the appointment. Okay, so you go to the appointment, then the appointment ID. Then we can attach a query, which will be category of bills. Okay, so like this. And here we can also have the delete option. So if it's admin, right, the admin can have delete option. So I'll say action dialog. Okay, so here it will be type of delete. Okay, the delete type will also be payment. Okay, and the ID will be item.id. Okay, so this takes type number is not assignable to type string. Okay, so we can just say to string. Okay, so here's supposed to be payment, and oh my goodness, payment. Okay, and I think payment does not exist on the type, so we can go there and add delete type. Is it delete type or delete? Which one? Delete type. Okay, so here I can add this by saying payment here. Okay, and when we go here, okay, so we can also add it here. Okay, so we can just duplicate this and say payment, then here payment, great. And now the ID, it's a string, but in our database it's a number, so we can just say number that will pass in the ID. Okay, and make sure it's a number. Great, so everybody is now happy. Okay, great. So yes, okay, so now let's see. Okay, so we also don't have any payment record. Okay, so it says that encountered 2 children with the same payload. Key should be unique. Okay, so I don't know, but we don't have any records, so I don't know why we haven't the same. Okay, so maybe let me add the patient ID to it also and see, maybe to see if it will be unique. Okay, but I don't know why we're not having any record though, but we're getting that error. So okay, so now we've done with all of our tables. Okay, and in our next episode, now we'll go through everything and begin to fix whatever it's left and test the whole application and see. Okay, you can also add more features and functionalities according to your need. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next episode.